Good morning. Good morning, students. Okay, now we are in chapter number 3. As you know, student, we had discussed the format of profit and loss account. Okay, the statement of profit and loss account format we have learned. Okay, now in this video, we are going to discuss one practical sum from exercise. It is student question number 8 and from page number 151. Okay, from page number 151, in question number 8, we are supposed to prepare a statement of profit and loss. Okay, students, so please take your textbook with yourself and please open page number 151. Okay, so that we can solve question number 8. Just go through all the entries of question number 8. Okay, now let's start, student. Now first of all, about the format. Student, we have already discussed the format. You know the format, you have written it in homework also. Okay, so now you are aware of the format, that what to write and where to write. Okay, now student, there is no debit credit side in statement of profit and loss account like sole proprietorship or partnership, but it is in the statement form. Okay, so first we will write all incomes of the company and then all expenses of company will be deducted to find out profit or loss. Okay, student, now remember the format, student. What is the first thing generally we write in statement of profit and loss account? Yes, number 1. Now you know that we have to follow the sequence. We have to follow the order. Clear? We cannot break the order. You have to go in the order. The first thing is revenue from operations. Yes, means sales. We have to start the sum with sales. So can you find the amount of sales? Just look in question number 8, page number 151. Yes, topic number 5. So if you see, then the fifth entry is of sales. The sales of company is 3,81,000. You can see on page number 151. I repeat, question number 8. And in question number 8, please refer entry number 5. It is sales. Sales. Okay, so first we will write the sales. Here it is a format, student. I have already written the format. Now one more thing, student. In exam, if you are going to prepare, suppose there is a question in exam that prepare a statement of profit and loss account, then remember, first you don't see the question, but first you write the entire format. Clear? You have to write the full format. Clear? Whether the entry is there in the question or not, that is immaterial, but write down the full format. See, I have written the entire format. Now I even don't know whether the entries are there in the question or not. Clear? If there is, suppose there is no financial expense, then against financial expense you can put dash. Suppose there is no depreciation, then against the depreciation column you can just put the dash. Okay, but write down the format. Clear? So I advise all of you that in exam, whenever you prepare statement of profit and loss account, write down the full format and then start the sum, then only see the question. Okay, now as you can see, I have written the format, and in number 1, what is in number 1? Yes, number 1 is revenue from operations, that means sales. Okay, so you know the amount of sales. So the amount of sales is 3,81,000. So let's write down. Yes, you can see in the slide, student, I have written 3,81,000 in the first line. Okay, so revenue from operations means sales is amounted to rupees 3,81,000. Okay, that is done, student. Okay, now number 2 is other income, student. Okay, so do you find any income, student? Just look in the question, and is there are many expenses, but find out income. Look for the income, student. Yes, number 1. See number 1. Number 1 is sale of scrap. Now, student, sale of scrap is the income, isn't it? When you sell the scrap, you get money. Okay, so sale of scrap is nothing but income. Okay, so under which heading we will record it, student? Yes, we will write this entry under the heading of other income. Okay, number 2. Okay, so in number 2, write down sale of scrap. Yes, sale of scrap is 10,500. Okay, student, so number 1 and 2 is over. Okay, so I advise that in exam you just find out number 1 and 2. First fill the columns of 1 and 2. Okay, so that you can find out total income. Okay, so now we have sales 3,81,000, and we have other income, that is 10,500. Under the heading of other income, I have a bracket, and in bracket I have written sale of scrap. This is how you should write in exam, student. First you should write the heading, and then just near that heading you can make a bracket, and in bracket you can write sale of scrap, or below the heading. Clear? It is not necessary that you should write in the same line. You can line in you can write in one line below the heading. Okay, that is also valid. Okay, but to save space I will advise that you write in the bracket. Okay, so 10,500. Now, student, number 3. What is topic number 3? Yes, topic number 3 is total income. That means the amount of topic number 1 plus amount of topic number 2 is equal to amount of 3. Okay, so if you add both the incomes, you will get 3,91,500. Okay, so we have found out total revenue of company, and that is 3,91,500. It is very simple, student. Okay, now it's time for number 4. Student, in number 4 we have to write all expenses of company. Clear? Heading wise. Okay, so let's read the question, and let's read it one by one, and let's find out where to write. Okay, so if you see the question, now see in the question, student. In question number 1 we have already written sale of scrap, we have already written. Okay, then number 2 is cost of material consumed. Okay, so they are talking about raw material, cost of raw material consumed. Okay, so what is the cost of raw material? Yes, cost of raw material of the business is 1,87,500. Okay, so 1,87,500 is the cost of raw material purchased by the company. So, student, can you tell me under which heading we should write this? Yes, under the heading of purchase. You can see the purchase, there is a purchase. So, under the heading of purchase, you can write it. Purchase means sometimes there is a purchase of goods and sometimes there is a purchase of raw material. Both the things are treated as purchase. So if you buy raw material, that is also a purchase. So write down under the heading of purchase. Yes, purchase is the first one in expense. So in bracket I have written cost of raw material, that is 1,87,500. So, and why I have written in the inner column? Because there are many expenses. So first what I will do, student, I will write all the expenses, then I will cast the total, and then that total will be written in outer column. Okay, so I hope you can understand that why there are 2 columns of amount. It is very logical. Okay, done, students. So cost of raw material consumed we have written 1,87,500. Now the next entry is, now we will go in the order. Clear? Now we will go in the order of question. Okay, in question there is a salary at number 3. At point number 3 there is a salary. Salary amount is 78,000. Okay, now student, you already know that salary is an employee benefit expense because we have to pay salary to our employees. Okay, so that will come under the heading of employees benefit expense. Okay, so under that heading we can write salary in the bracket like this. Yes, here we go. So employees benefit expense in the bracket salary, and salary amount is 78,000. Okay, so we have written salary, student, that is over. Now student number 4, if you see the question, return to the question, and in question you can see after salary it is interest paid. Now student, interest is a financial expense, isn't it? Whenever we take a loan, you know that we have to pay interest, or if we borrow overdraft, then also we have to pay interest. So interest is a financial expense, so interest paid will come under the heading of finance cost. Okay, so you can just write it finance cost. The amount is 9,000. Okay, that is done. Interest paid is over. Okay, so now please return to the question, student. After number 4 it is number 5, sales, but sales we have already written, student. Sales we have written in number 1 just in the starting of this statement, so leave it, skip it. Now number 6 is change in the stock. Now student, generally in change in the stock we have to deduct closing stock out of opening stock. Okay, but here there is no opening stock, there is no closing stock. Directly you are given the amount of change in stock. So you don't have to deduct now. Directly they have given amount of change in stock. Okay, so change in stock of goods is 12,000. Okay, students, so you can just write change in stock is 12,000. Okay. And student, there is one more thing, change in stock I have written, and there is one more after change in stock. At number 7 you can see there is a office and administrative expense. Now student, you know that office and administrative expense comes under the heading of other expenses. Okay, so you can see here under the heading of other expenses I have written 15,600. Okay, and number 8, at number 8 it is depreciation. Student, we have a separate category in depreciation. You can see just above other expense there is a heading depreciation and amortization. So under this heading we will write the depreciation 84,000. So student, you can see that it is nothing but just you have to remember the sequence. This chapter is the easiest one, very easy chapter, student. If you can just remember the order, and if you can remember the content of each heading, that what comes under a particular heading, okay, then I think the matter is over. Clear? You can get full marks. Okay, now after number 8, there is a provision for tax. Okay, so tax we have to pay. Okay, tax will come after we find out the profit. Okay, so now there is no other expenses. I think there are only 9 transactions, and we have recorded all of them. So in one column remain empty, and that is direct expense. Here in this sum there is nothing in the direct expense, so you can keep that blank. Clear? Keep it blank. You need not to write anything. But in exam you have to write all the headings. Clear? બધા જ હેડિંગ સ્ટુડન્ટ એક્ઝામમાં લખી નાખવા પડશે. અમુક હેડિંગની અંદર કાંઈ ન આવતું હોય તો એ ભલે ખાલી રહે સ્ટુડન્ટ, બરાબર, પણ આપણે એક્ઝામમાં જેવો સમ શરૂ થાય એટલે આખું ફોર્મેટ તો લખી જ નાખવાનું. પછી જે હેડિંગની નીચે જે કાંઈ આવતું હોય એ લખવાનું. અમુક હેડિંગની નીચે જો કાંઈ ન આવતું હોય તો એ મૂકી દેવાનું સ્ટુડન્ટ, બરાબર. Okay, now student, we are supposed to find out total expense. So now you have to cast the total of all expenses. Now you can see that all expenses are in the red font, and that is under the heading number 4, expenses. So if you cast the total, you will get this much. Yes, 3,86,100. Okay, so this is the total of all expenses, 3,86,100. Okay, so we have casted the total. Okay, now after this total, now it's time to find out the profit. Okay, now student, you have total income, total revenue, and you have total expenses. So profit is nothing but the difference between point number 3 and point number 4. So now let's find out point number 5. Can you just read in the slide that what is under point number 5? Student, point number 5 is profit before tax. That is amount of point number 3 minus amount of point number 4. Okay, so 3,91,500 is our total revenue, and out of that we have to deduct 3,86,100, that is our total expense. So if you find the difference of both of it, student, if you can see I have mentioned both of them by a sign. So out of 3,91,500, if you deduct 3,86,100, then you will get the profit. Profit before tax, and that is, yes, the difference is, student, 5,400. Okay, so this 5,400 is nothing but the profit before the calculation of tax. Okay, now you know, student, that we have to pay tax to the government. If you see the question, then in point number 9 they have written that provision for tax is 30%. Okay, so 30% tax we have to pay to the government. સ્ટુડન્ટ કોના 30% કાઢવાના? યસ, આપણને જે કાંઈ પ્રોફિટ થયો એના 30% આપણે ટેક્સ ભરવાનો છે ગવર્મેન્ટને. તો આપણી પ્રોફિટની અમાઉન્ટ છે 5,400. બસ તો એના 30% કાઢો તો ઇટ કમ્સ ટુ, yes, 1620. Okay, so 1,620 is the amount of tax. And if you deduct this tax from profit, then you will get profit after tax. So 5,400 minus 1,620 will give you 3,780, 3,780, and that is the amount of profit after deducting tax. And that is your final answer, student, and the sum is over. It is very, very simple, student. All you need is just remember the format, remember the content under each heading, and matter ends. Okay, student, take care. Now there are some illustration. If you see the textbook, student, there are some illustrations in which you have to prepare statement of profit and loss account. They are just like this, so that you try in homework. Okay, student, and send it to me. Okay, take care, student.